In the beginning days, Esther argued with us, Abraham, it's true, but it's true. I know you don't think I should think about that, but it is true. And I've been trained as a physical human to weigh the pros and the cons, the pluses and the minuses, and to be very objective about all things. And we said, then you have been trained to be very scrambled in your vibration. You have been trained to contradict your own desire on many occasions because of the truth of some reality that doesn't even, in many cases, have anything to do with you. It's just something that you are observing and practicing the vibration of until it will be a part of your reality, if you practice it long enough, because that's how you create your own reality, is by activating vibrations and doing it long enough that law of attraction can garner enough momentum for things to begin to actualize in your experience. So, since we come to you as teachers about law of attraction and about energy, about vibration, sometimes we have a little bit of a hurdle with you, because if you are not willing to accept the vibrational nature of your being, then you cannot hear much from us that will be of any real value for you. Because there is a reality that you are accustomed to calling reality. It's the see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it version of what's around you. But we want to call your attention to a vibrational reality that exists also, that perhaps has not manifested into the full version of the see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. And if we can get you, just for a little while, to focus upon the vibrational reality, then you can begin to achieve a vibrational focus that is steady enough, chronic enough, that it becomes a belief within you, and then it must move from that vibrational reality into this tangible reality. We've been saying this to you in lots of different ways over time. Many of you followed us right along. We said, you're vibrational. In time you said, okay. You're not ever going to stop saying it, so okay, all right already. We accept it. And then we began telling you that you are more than you are in this physical body, which was not so hard for many of you to understand, because you've been talking about souls and God. You get it. It's just logical. You can't look around this magnificent planet and not acknowledge that there's more going on than just what you're thinking about right here. You're lovely, but you've not scraped enough dirt together to launch it into orbit and make another moon. In other words, you have not figured out that kind of creativity, because that's not what the creativity that you are about is here. So most of you accept that there is something beyond what you are, but we want to convince you that you are the extension, the leading edge creative extension of all of that. And when that begins to come together for you, when you accept that you are an extension of source energy, and that source energy is expanding through that which you are, and that the harmony or the unity between you and the source within you is really what you are looking for in terms of fulfilling your life's purpose and living happily ever after, and just having a good time now, and a good time now, and a good time now. So you have this vibrational reality that we call your vortex, and we convinced some of you in time that everything that you have become is in that vibrational version of that which you are. And some of you listened along happily. Some of you became annoyed with us right from the beginning. All right, Abraham, get in the vortex, you say. Get in the vortex, get in the vortex, get in the vortex. All right, already. How do I do that? And after a while, we began explaining to you that this vortex version of you will move into your manifested reality. That it is a process of you lining up. Step 1 is you launch the rocket. Step 2 is the vortex assembles and source tends to it. Step 3 is, now that the vibrational version of what you ask for and what you've become does exist, now your work is to allow it to be a manifested reality for you. Not just for you to embrace and adore and enjoy, but for others around you to experience with you too. So then your logic began progressing to the point that you were saying things to us vibrationally and audibly like, all right, Abraham, I like the idea of all that money being amassed for me in the vortex, but I would like to get it out of the vortex and into my bank. How can I turn these thoughts to things? That was Jerry's expression years ago, turning thoughts to things. How does that happen? How do thoughts turn to things? And more important, how do I control the thoughts that turn into the things that I want to turn into the things that I want? And we say, you have to accept this vortex version of all that is wanted that you have put there. And you have to learn to tune yourself to this vibrational, vortexual version. And when you do it, when you hold steady on those frequencies, not long enough, but consistently enough, it's the absence of the resistance that you're really going for. I want it, but doesn't get you very far. I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but I don't have it. I want it, but it's hard to get it. I want it, but no one else thinks I should have it or that I can have it. I want it, but that gets you nowhere. That's truncated almost the moment that you are launching it, except that it isn't really stopped when you launched it. It is continued when you launch it and continues to become now that you have launched it. The question is, where are you, dear heart, in vibrational proximity to all that you've asked for and that all that you have become? So when we talk about law of attraction, we have to talk about it in terms of what it is, which means law of attraction means that which is likened to itself is drawn. That which is likened to itself is drawn. It's like the vibrational frequencies that you know about radio signals. You set your tuners to the frequencies of the transmitters. That way you hear it. That way it translates into the physical equivalent that you can realize. You following us? And this is the same thing. You have to set your tuner, your vibrational tuner, which is indicated to you by your emotions. So have we convinced you so far? Have you been listening to us long enough? Do you accept that you are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe? And that law of attraction is managing the vibration, and that you have a point of attraction worth understanding and worth projecting deliberately. Well, if you've come that far, then everything is going to be easy for you. There's just one more piece that is essential that we want you to be able to emphatically say yes to. Do you care about how you feel? Because that's the piece right there. That's the piece that matters the most. Because if you care about how you feel, then you're willing, if something comes up and when you think about it, it just tears you up, don't think about it. But then you say, Abraham, you crazy ghost. I cannot think about that because it's big. It matters to me. It's big. It's big. Don't ask me to not think about something that I care so much about that is so big. And we say, we know, we get that. So find a way to think about it that doesn't hurt you. Find a way to think about it that you can live with. Find a way to think about it that feels better. Try to find relief about that. Now, what? Well, you can do it by getting more general. Because when you think about, oh, what am I going to do about this? How can I fix this? Oh, this is out of my control. I don't know what to do. As you flail around in those kinds of thoughts, you just hold yourself in vibrational discord to the very desire that the situation has given birth to within you. When you think about how it happened, what caused it, you get all balled up in that. And you can spend endless hours and days, weeks, months, years. You can spend lifetimes focused upon details that just get you all vibrationally out of whack. And yet you're detailed oriented. We know you are. You like to be. We want you to be. We just don't want you to get into the details of the things you don't want, just the details of the things that you do want. Now, we know that scrambles your brain a little bit, but here's what we really are saying to you. There is momentum in everything because law of attraction sees to it. So when you think a thought and you stay focused on that thought, momentum grows on that thought. That thought becomes faster and therefore more detailed. So the more you focus upon something, the more detail it begins to generate within you. So if a problem has manifested for you or someone you care about, and you're focused upon the what is of that problem, as you're focused upon the what is of that problem, there's enough momentum in that thought that it's difficult. We would even say not likely. We would even say not probable. We would even say not possible. When a thought has a lot of momentum and you care about it, it's not possible for you to take your attention away from it. So Abraham, what are you saying? You just said think about what we want, not about what we don't want. Now you've just said sometimes what you don't want is so big that you can't not think about it. How are you going to get out of this one, Abraham? Because you have the ability to think about it in softer terms. You have the ability to think about it in terms of energy. You have the ability to think about it in terms of vibration rather than in terms of detail. But you got to give yourself an opportunity to break the momentum, which means you got to take a nap. When you sleep, momentum stops. You could pick it up right where you left off, and often do, usually do, most always do, but you don't need to. You could wake up because for a moment the momentum stopped, and you could choose a better feeling thought if you thought about choosing a better feeling thought, and if you care about feeling good. You see what we're getting at? When you meditate, when you quiet your mind, you stop the momentum of thought. You have a better opportunity to get it off in the direction of what you mean to, you see. So you have to set your tuner to the frequency of what's being broadcast from your vortex. Your inner being stands there. That which you want to call God is there. And all that you've amassed vibrationally is there. All the momentum that you have brought to where you are, which includes everything that you were coming into this experience and all of the wonderful things that you've added to it since, are all vibrationally queued up, ready for you to discover and maintain the frequency of it long enough that momentum can build to the extent that it can manifest into your experience. That's the best way we have of explaining to you how thoughts turn to things. You maintain a frequency long enough that you become the realizer of it. And what happens as you get on that vibrational wavelength, the path literally unfolds beneath your feet. It isn't about efforting. It isn't about knowing what you want and going after it. Step 3 is about you achieving, finding, maintaining, practicing, creating a vibrational atmosphere. Feels good while you're doing it. That allows what's in your vortex to be realized by you. Following that? I think you are. It's the best we've ever said it. It's the clearest you've ever heard it. And it's everything that matters to you. Because life just causes you to sift and sort. You can't stop doing that. Life just is around you. You knew it would be. And you can't stop that step 1, launching of your desires. That is happening and has happened. And you can't avoid, nor do you have anything to do with the vibrational reality that is amassing, that source is tending to. But where your work really is to figure out how to vibrationally create an atmosphere that allows you to be the full realizer of everything that you have become. Because anything less than that doesn't feel good enough to you. You can't have become it and now be disallowing it. That's what negative emotion is. You can't have become it and not let it flow in full form into your experience. You cannot have launched all of that money, all of that abundance, and be pinching it off and feel anything that feels good. You can't pinch off who you are and feel good. You just can't. So cut it out.